Daniel Rosales, born in Apple Valley, California, now working in the Southwest Division. Started boxing at the age of 8, so he has the amateur experience. I guess you would consider this the main event of LAPD versus
will feature 3 two-minute rounds of middleweight action. At the sound of the bell, referee in charge of the action, Mr. Jack Reese. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our final law enforcement bout of the evening. It's time to get down to the get down. Introducing first the fighter to my left, fighting out of the blue corner and wearing the blue and white trunks. He weighed in at 158 pounds and has a perfect 5-0 record. Representing the NYPD's Brooklyn South Narco, he is Nelson El Chupacabra Cordero. And introducing the fighter to my right, fighting out of the red corner and wearing the blue and white trunks. He weighed in at 160 pounds and has an impressive record of 7 big wins with only 2 losses. Representing the LAPD's mighty Southwest Division, Daniel Showtime Rosales.
All right. I gave you guys both instruction in the dressing room. I just want to remind you to listen and obey my commands at all time. Protect yourself at all time. Stop when I say stop is the most important thing. We good? Yep. Good luck to both of you, man. All right.
Jack Reese with the instructions for Daniel Rosales and Nelson Cordero.
Rosales at age 24 is 10 years younger. He also has a very slight reach advantage. They are the same height.
Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, and Steve Kim, our main event for LAPD against New York Police Department, benefiting the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
2 athletic-looking middleweights.
Rosales in all blue is 24 years old, trained by his dad. His cutman is his brother, Andrew, who was the Silver Gloves state champion for the 9 to 10-year-old division. A year with the LAPD in the Southwest Division. Nelson Cordero, 34 years old. He's in the white. Undefeated amateur record at 5-0. 4 years training at the Bed-Stuy Boxing Gym. 9 years in the NYPD. Currently working narcotics in the Brooklyn South Division. Good left, landed by Cordero. But Rosales landed a shot of his own.
Yeah, and it looked like Cordero wobbled just a bit. His legs stiffened ever so slightly. But he's got the professional referee in there. Yeah. So he's like, okay, that's cool, keep fighting.
Left landed by Cordero. Throws a jab. Rosales has been in that ring lots of times. A lot of amateur bouts. It's a different story when you started boxing at the age of 8. You just learned the fundamentals. You learned different things. That's roll the slip. The very pro LAPD crowd. They're tangled up.
Let him go, let him go. Stop, my break.
You see on the tricep of Cordero in the white. On that right tricep, the Statue of Liberty. Crowd wants action. They don't want anybody holding.
No, there's a lot of nerves in there right now. Both guys are pretty fast.
Oh, nice going right by Rosales. That'll be an 8 count. Bell does sound, but an 8 count will be administered by referee Jack Reese.
Feints, works his jab, catches him with a short cross on the inside that staggers Cordero back into the red corner, where referee Jack Reese gave him an 8 count. Definitely round 1 goes to Daniel Rosales.
Yeah, weren't a lot of clean punches in that opening first 2 minutes, but I thought the most striking thing was the right hand of Rosales, who also scored that 1 knockdown at the end of the first frame.
And Ramus157, I got your Snapchat. What a setup you got. Watching on the laptop, you got to find an outlet for that plug, because I don't want your computer dying. We got 2 more rounds to go. right now between Daniel Rosales and Nelson Cordero. 3 rounds, only 2 minutes. Rosales in all blue. Cordero, undefeated, amateur record of 5-0 with the white tank. Well, you mentioned the nerves, the aggression.
Yeah, both guys are so aggressive. Their enthusiasm is so great.
Well,
and right now, their styles aren't meshing very well.
Doug,
they can't help but tie each other up.
Well, you said styles make matches, right?
Well, no, sometimes styles could not make a fight, but there's an old saying from John Wooden that comes to mind here, be quick but don't be in a hurry. I think both guys need to just kind of calm down, settle down, and just try to get back to whatever their basic fundamentals are, and just work from there.
And Rosales switches to southpaw. He's got the red gloves.
And I would say Rosales has the better fundamentals of the two middleweights.
He's a little bit straighter, a little bit sharper.
I like his balance. I think he has better balance. Showing an ability to switch stances. Got very quick hands. He loads up a little too much with that right. He swings back with it, and then he lets it go.
Body shot. It's going to be rolled, pushed down by referee Jack Reese. But Cordero gets up slowly. I think Rosales might have hit him with that body, but he did push him down. 40 seconds to go in the second round. After this, 3 pro fights. Nico Valdez, Emilio Sanchez. In the main event, Oscar Negrete.
Cordero doing a lot of clinching now. He's initiating these holds right now.
It's been a good night for New York Police Department. They've won 3 fights, 7 total. Closing seconds of the second round. Good one between Rosales and Cordero on Ring TV Live.
These are my mom's shoes. I walked in her shoes all 60 miles.
When they first told us she had breast cancer, I was scared to death. I thought that I was going to lose my best friend.
The 3-day walk is a life-changing experience. It's so filled with hope, with love, and support.
I don't want my daughter to have to go through what she went through.
I have to walk. I will walk.
Why walk 60 miles in the boldest breast cancer event in history? Because everyone deserves a lifetime. Visit the3day.org today to request an informational DVD and receive a free promise ring.
I never really got to have a say in whether or not I wanted to lose my mom. And I feel like having done this walk and having had this experience, I feel like I have finally had my say. The 3-day is a gift.
Let this moment be yours. Register today for the Breast Cancer 3-Day benefiting Susan G. Komen for the Cure.
Third and final round. Referee Jack Reese has him touch gloves in the center of the ring. Daniel Rosales, LAPD. Nelson Cordero in the white, New York Police Department. Good shot landed by Cordero left. Comes out really aggressive, which has been his MO. What was that line, Steve? Quick, but...
Don't be in a hurry, from the late, great John Wooden. And there's another one that comes to mind. Never mistake activity for achievement. This has been a really wild fight. The effort has certainly been there, but not necessarily the execution.
Right, or the effectiveness.
Good shot landed by Rosales, who's in the southpaw stance with the red gloves. Breathing through with his mouth is Cordero.
That's one of the things Cordero's going to have to work on that I've noticed. There are many times when he throws punches, he really is looking down at the floor in the canvas like he did right there. It really makes it difficult, almost impossible, to be consistently accurate. There's a good right hand to the body by Rosales.
Yeah, Cordero wings all of his shots as well, which opens him up for the straight shots down the pike from Rosales. Rosales just has that nervous, herky-jerky energy. If he could just settle down a little more, I think he would have been catching Nelson Cordero a lot more during this fight.
I think he also has knowing that, hey, I've been fighting since I was the age of 8. I got the experience most of these guys don't have. 10 seconds to go in the fight. Our 7th and final one between the LAPD and New York Police Department. Benefiting the Susan G. Komen Foundation comes to a close. What a good night for a great cause. Proceeds from tonight's sales will go to the cancer research.
Cordero doing his best to try to bring the fight to Rosales in the third and final round. Of course, they fall into the clinch, and there was a lot of grappling during this fight. From the outside, it was really Rosales with the better punches. That was the knockdown, or not the knockdown, but the standing 8 count at the end of the first round. He set that up with jabs, and then it was a short right on the inside that actually staggered Cordero backwards.
Yeah, Doug, if there was any real technique or real consistent hard punching down the middle, it was all one direction for Rosales. I think he won this fight fairly easily.
I agree. I scored all 3 rounds for Rosales.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, judges have rendered a unanimous decision. All 3 of our judges scored about 30-27 for your winner, fighting out of the LAPD's mighty Southwest Division, Daniel Showtime Rosales.
Daniel Showtime Rosales, LAPD Southwest Division, gets the victory. Crowd erupts, and that'll do it. 7 exciting fights between the LAPD and New York Police Department. Put on a good show. Kudos to all the police officers and the ladies that were involved in this one, benefiting the Susan G. Komen Foundation, LAPD uniting with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy for a great cause. That'll do it for the 7 amateurs. Coming back at 7 o'clock, the pros. For my partners, Doug Fisher and Steve Kim, produced and directed by Will Wright. I'm Beth Duran saying good night, and thanks for watching Ring TV Live.